YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Attila, and we are going to be defending Argentoratum against the Marcomans that came over here. I don't know if we can beat them because of the crappy nature of this map, and that is a lot of axemen. Probably the only way I could defeat this many axemen is if I had a good place to throw all the plumbata. I have a couple ideas. We'll give it a shot, though I'm pretty concerned about whether or not I'll be capable of defending this settlement just because of the way that it is laid out. So we will see what we can do, but like I said, just that sheer number of the Axe Warband is extraordinarily concerning. A rear charge, a bunch of plumbata, and enough archer shots, we could get them. I think in an appropriate settlement we could, and someone did suggest that maybe if I upgrade this settlement, it will deal with the crappy map layout, and that's very possible, and that's a pretty good idea. So I might try that. Let's see. Let's get our guys ready up here to throw. Again, we want to be able to throw all the javelins. My idea was like to kind of, let's just use a unit right here just to kind of briefly hold. Like, so if we put one right here and maybe another like up here on the top, like again, these are just sacrificial, these are just like speed bumps, and basically allow my guys to throw all their javelins properly. So again, maybe just put a speed bump unit right here, and then that way we've still got enough units to defend. Like say back here we can leave some units to defend in case we need to. I'm gonna deploy my scout equites over here. Let's just kind of see. See, I got my speed bumps there. I'm thinking about just putting my archers on here, and I'm trying to think about which shot I should use. Should I just use flame? I mean, surely these guys don't have a real good block chance. They've got a little bit of armor. Maybe I should just use heavy shot because it has a bonus versus infantry. And we'll try that, and then I've got this other unit of archers, of course, that we can keep. My general, let's just try and keep him safe back here. And if maybe what we can do is set up to just literally throw like all of these javelins like we need to, and I might rearrange this a little. Like I might try and put these guys real deep like this just so they can sit here and throw all those javelins. Same thing here. Let's just see what happens. Let's start the battle. Let's fast forward. Let's see how the AI plays here.
The enemy approaches.
All right. Just see what we can get. Just gonna leave these guys on fire at will where they're at. A lot of troops coming from that direction. We'll see if they try and beat down the. Oof, man, as many troops. I'm gonna see which way they go. I wanna get a Legio over here because there's gonna be a good opportunity to throw a ton of javelins. Let's just kind of play this one out by ear a little.
The tower has been destroyed.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are gonna funnel right through here. I think where my Legio can do a ton of damage with these plumbata darts. And then a bunch of them are going to come right in the center, and I've got a bunch of darts ready for that too. So yeah, these guys are going to be able to just, again, kind of unload on that big grouping. Let's go ahead and let these Sagittarii go ahead and fire for a minute. They've already racked up a pretty decent number of kills. I'm going to let them keep going as long as their precision shots going. So we get a few more kills there. It's not going to be great, and then I'm going to put a Legio up there. But yeah, these guys are going to get to unload. Absolutely. Yeah, see, this is what I want right here. I'm going to bring this guy over to do it too. Yep. So see, we just have the speed bumps there. And the speed bumps will hold the guys long enough for us to unload our missiles. Let's get up here with a Legio so that they can unload these darts on these guys here. Okay. The speed bumps are kind of getting destroyed. Let's get this last volley thrown. Get over here to stop these spearmen. Okay, these guys should be able to throw their javelins now.
Troops awaiting orders. Quick march! Double time! Quick march!
There we go. Yeah, we're starting to get all the javelin tosses there. And we can set up for a rear charge. These axemen are trying to break down the barricade, and they're eating archer fire and plumbata and everything here. This is precise. Oh crap, I'm hitting my own guys too with this, but hey, whatever. We got 26 kills. I should have put them up on the barricade. This was a bit of a mistake here.
Given up and are running for their lives.
Ha! All my guys just fell down off the barricade. Okay. Let's just kind of keep firing. Okay, we got that. Let's bring our cavalry over and see if we can try and get some blobbed rear charges. Let's bring these spears over. Let's go ahead and pile in on this group here. And I'm going to just start unloading my heavy shot towards the enemy general. Ooh, actually, yeah, let's pull back. We don't want that fight. These axes are going to be very difficult to deal with. I need cavalry over here for a rear charge as quick as we can. This blob we can hold a little longer. And let's pull these guys back closer to the combat. We might need them. Again, just kind of firing indiscriminately into these blobs. Yeah, if we can get these guys all blobbed up here, that would actually be pretty genius. Okay, we're good to go ahead and pull these guys over here too. We are losing this fight to the axes very quickly. This is where we need the rear charge. We're going to need it rather quickly, so I'm going to get in here with the scout equites as quick as we can. And again, this blob, we just want to hold them as long as we can, and hopefully my fortress of Argentoratum will hold. These Legio right here are going to be taking a beating from all these axe troops. If my cavalry can't get here a whole lot quicker, we're going to be in trouble. Get over here, please. Yeah, we're going to get there in time, but they were starting to lose pretty quickly. We should be able to... we're not going to get a good charge just because of the poor pathfinding through this particular section of this map. But the rear charge is going to be enough to break these just crappy axe units. We don't want these axe units to get any charges. We want to just completely blob, you know, like just completely blob them up, clog them up. That's kind of our mentality there. Archers have just kind of fired away. 42 and 96 kills. I'm going to take one of these cavalry and run down this group. And I'm going to take the other one and try and start moving over to rear charge the other blob. So the AI has gotten very blobbed up here. It's going to work to our favor. Yeah, please chase these guys like I told you to. Okay, I'm serious. Like, I've given you like 3 orders to chase. You all see that? They're just losing their attack order on this unit. Thank you. There we go. Let's actually come all the way back over here. Take our time. This is going to hold long enough. I'm just going to pile more men into this fight because I've got to basically make an insurmountable barrier. Archers are getting pretty decent kills here. We had 103 and then 54. Okay, those units are shattered. Let's get up over here. I'm going to go on to fire at will. Set up here to let my scout equites throw their javelins into the back of these units. The AI is actually decent about pulling their spear units out of the fight and coming after you, which is definitely the right move for them to make. It's just irritating. I don't want them doing it. So see, yeah, they already charged me with this Germanic levy here. I have like one last volley here. I'm going to do a flaming volley into this mix while we're getting the rear charge. Let's see if we can get rid of this Germanic levy that charged our cavalry from behind. Yeah, the flaming volley is about to hit, so we should get...
One of our units can no longer fire.
There we go. We should get the flaming effects here. So yeah, oh yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful volley from the Sagittari. We're just going to be absolutely cleaning up the kills now. I'm gonna push after these guys with the infantry. I don't want my infantry standing still. We want to kind of fall down the hill into this big mix here. The only problem here is like if my cavalry die, which some of them are, Let's hold that, see if we can get like one last little flaming volley. There we go. Everybody attack the general. He's starting to waver. And then just get my cavalry munching up as many of these routing troops, and then infantry to follow up. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Absolute chain route right here. So we've got the Marcomans in a complete chain route. So that little strategy with the speed bumps on the spears actually worked pretty good. The AI fell for it, hook, line, and sinker right there. So that was perfect. And able to just like completely destroy the Marcomans and still keep most of my garrison intact. Definitely want to make sure that we wipe out as many of these troops as we can, and it looks like they are getting properly wrecked there. There's one other unit getting here. That's some hurlers. Let's just go ahead and fast forward, make sure that the hurlers and other units get ridden down properly. That way it's a complete and utter destruction of enemy troops. Okay, should be good. So there we go. That's going to be a big victory at Argentoratum. Heroic victory. Enemy losing 2,200 of their 2,300 men. So they had just over 100 men remaining. But with their general dead and all these units down so low, it's possible they won't get away with... Yeah, they did. They get away with one unit of Germanic warband. I'm going to replenish off their troops so that my garrison will be ready sooner. So push those guys back and basically remind them there's a reason why that city hasn't fallen. And I will try to upgrade the city and just see what happens in terms of... doesn't change the map, because if it changed the map, that would make that way more defensible. And then honestly, to get even more annoying, if we put like a border, or what do you call it, like a guardhouse there, we could get a crazy strong garrison there. And it won't even matter if the public order keeps going up and down there. Oh, look at this. So they came down to Verona. How did Mediolanum... They came down through a different pass. Okay, I see. So I've never seen the enemy come down into this pass. These guys are kind of beat up. They do have an onager, but I feel pretty confident. Unless this is another stupid Colosseum map, which it very well could be. No, I didn't mean to click that. Let's, where was it? It was scout the terrain right here. So let's see what we're up for in terms of planning oh yeah, this will work just fine. We can defend this. So looks like we'll have the 3 entrances to the town center. We've played on this map before, so there we go. If the enemy starts on the... Oh, you know what we could do? We could let them have the town center and just set up and defend the bridge, too. That would be one thing. You could just funnel them all onto the bridge. But then, yeah, I mean, if you kept your scout equites behind, you could funnel them all across the bridge. That would be pretty funny. You could just pepper them with all your plumbata and stuff while they're bunched up on the bridge, and then bring your cavalry in from behind. Could be a possibility. But let's just see. Let's see how easy it is to defend this particular town center, and it's looking pretty easy. 3 entrances, 2 once I bottleneck this one. And I mean, the bridge may not be a bad plan, but it does allow them to capture this point where they get the morale buff. I'm pretty sure we can hold them off really well from right here and then just hammer these guys with plumbata. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the barricade here, and then what I'm gonna do is put Legio on either side of this, and then just try and... One of these is our general, so it's a bit risky. We could get our general killed. And I'm gonna put Sedutari right here. Let's put some Sedutari here. I can't put my general into that gap. It's a little bit risky. Let's just go ahead and put him here, keep him safe. We'll put 1 Legio up here to throw their plumbata. And we'll put another one right here just to kind of plug this gap. And then our cavalry, I want to kind of just deploy it over here, where it'll start off hidden. The onager crews, actually we can just start it off right, well, if we started off right in front of the onager, their cavalry might chase after me, but that's okay. We could probably hit the onager and get away before their cavalry could catch me. So I'm going to do that. Could we, yeah, we can't deploy any further out. And the one's hidden. That'll take care of their onager before it gets any hits. Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's a bad idea. There's a horse archer and a couple of steppe tribes people there to guard it, so we're going to have to retreat, and the onager's going to get kills on me now. If that horse archer follows me, that could be a problem.
Our troops are being ambushed.
Let's lead that horse archer away over here. Yeah, the horse archer's going to try and follow me now. And I'm taking some fire. Let's just get away from it. And that onager is now going to be able to fire at me, which is irritating. I don't think the steppe tribes people have good block chance or armor. So I'm actually going to switch to flaming precision. I'm going to do the same thing over here, except I'm going to wait on the precision, of course. Yeah, these steppe tribes people are taking a pretty savage beating at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and take this Scout Equite and try and go after their onager again. Really wish that I mean, maybe I should have put my general up here and just risked it so I could toss all these plumbata. We're going to give these guys a pretty solid wrecking right here, too. Yeah, these steppe tribes people are getting absolutely smoked right now. Go ahead and go into precision shot there. Oh yeah, their general is going to be eating some javelins, but he's going to go straight in for my Legio there, but they're going to be very well braced. They're not ideal at fighting cavalry, though.
Our ambush troops have been detected.
Okay. Yeah, their lancers are going to get wrecked by my spears. We're getting all of our javelins thrown. Got 23 kills there. Not only 7 kills there, so not so good. It's only 16 kills here. Okay, their onager crew got wrecked. We need to pull these guys loose here and just come attacking this blob. I think I'm going to transfer some of these Legio over here. Just let their guys get nice and blobbed up. I'm going to try and get in behind this archer over here. Let's move this archer over here. I've got another steppe bow out here, but I'm just going to kind of ignore it. Let's try and kill the horse archer with our bows. Alright, so I think we've got these guys beaten. I don't think that their steppe spearmen or other stuff are going to do particularly great against my Legio. Sagittari should be able to fend off the horse archers okay. I'll go ahead and just target these guys out here because it's going to be hard to actually get shots into that blob. We can rear charge those steppe spears momentarily. Let's go ahead and get these archers. They may get assistance from these spears. I'm going to throw more Legio in here just to make sure, like absolutely sure that we have overwhelming force. Yeah, those horse archers are taking some pretty good damage. And I'd like to see these guys get a little more engaged before I rear charge them, but I think it'll be alright. Okay, we're going to get a hold of these steppe bows out here, so let's check that out. Scout Equites are actually really good at hunting down missile units in the campaign. You know, because they have the 40 weapon damage, they carry a real sword. They don't have like a ton of attack, but they deal good damage to like a low health, low armor missile unit like that. Let's use our Sagittarius, see if we can put a couple of flaming shots in the back of that blob, just to kind of get their morale softened up for a rear charge. My Scout Equites rear charge here was absolutely successful. We just need to get this last steppe spearman. And I'm going to chase these routing units with the cavalry. So it should be a pretty pretty effective defense here. We got this last blob that our scout equite needs to run down.
Their general is dead.
That's good news. Let's stop firing here. And now we should be able to just kind of hunt down some of these routing troops. Ceasefire with the Sagittari. Okay, let's just start mopping up step spears and stuff.
Godspeed good. We are moments away from victory.
Cut all these shattered units over here that cavalry's running down somewhat effectively. Let's go ahead. Just try and clean up as many of these kills as we can. Some of their cavalry will get away, but we can kill most of these infantry. Just go ahead and kind of mop these guys up down into manageable numbers. And then let's go chase this blob here. Five, 18. I guess we'll go chase these guys down because I already have a cavalry over here to get these units. So we should be good. Should be able to cut down their numbers. Make sure that they don't get back into action anytime soon. I love running enemies down. Like, I don't do it in all my campaigns because it's not highly necessary, but in this one, it's definitely a good practice to follow. Not every time per se, but most of the time. And you're going to just get experience chevrons for your troops. So Verona will have effectively defended against the, I don't remember if it's the Roxolanians or if it's the Yages or however you say those guys that I can't pronounce. Okay, good. We've pretty much wiped them out. What do we got here? 13 and 4. Guess we'll go after the 13 guys real quick while this unit's kind of hunting down these last few. 21 men there that we were after. Okay, they're kind of off somewhere else, so we're good. Let's go ahead and end the battle. So a couple of very successful defenses here, making good use of our garrison troops. 455 kills in one of my scout equites. Getting the kills there on the Sagittari are very helpful too. Just, I mean, that's less guys that you have to kill in melee and less guys for your cavalry to deal with. Roxolanians was who it was. Thinking about just killing the captives. That way I get to keep the experience chevrons that my guys earned in combat there. I haven't seen anybody come down through Verona, like come down through that mountain pass like that before, so that's something we're going to have to consider. That's why it's not going to hurt to have some of these extra armies around just to be able to react to something like that if we need to. Iran, so one of the factions out east got destroyed. Never a bad thing to have a faction off the map for us at this point because it's one less potential enemy. Now we got a couple of buildings damaged at Verona, which is irritating. Like all they did was attack the city, but it ends up damaging the buildings. Seems kind of idiotic, but it's the way it works. Okay, so let's see. We've got quite a lot of money. We are in the process of raising up more armies. We got this good navy here, so this navy can basically watch out for transport fleets in this vicinity. There's an enemy fleet here, but I don't think they're really worth chasing. It's just a small fleet. It's an actual fleet, not just transports. This fleet is in pretty good shape in terms of being regenerated. I would question whether or not there's more troops planning to land over here, so I would have to get a good feel for that. And then what do we want to do with these troops? We had been chasing down some enemies. There's 2 Saxon stacks there, so I don't think that we want to handle them. But if we come up here, there's a couple of crossing points I think where you can. Actually, there's not a lot of crossing points. We could bottleneck the Saxon stacks right here at the river crossing. And this would be a pretty capable force at a river crossing. We need to get Sextus up to the Saxon lands. I'd like to have better troops with him before we go do that. And part of me is thinking about moving up to Vienna with him. But I mean, I would certainly like to have better troops for Sextus. What if we just bring these troops over to him? That's probably what we should do. Yeah, let's just let's bring these troops from here over to Sextus, and then that way he can get good troops. So we got the big one up here. We want to trade the Legio, and I want those Ballistari as well, so I'm going to trade these guys, and I want all these Armigeri and Ballistari. I'm going to trade this light cavalry. I'm trying to think whether I want the Contari. I mean, these Maori and Equites are probably more handy than the Contari. So let's trade these guys, trade these. So I've basically got 4 troops, and I'm not trading on both sides, so it should be even. So now basically we traded these troops over, so we can move those guys back, and Sextus can come back this way. So now Sextus has a proper army here with some heavy cavalry, crossbows. So I think that'll put him in good shape. I kind of want to move up and fortify right here to try and keep the Saxons from being able to come south. They could put to sea, but I think we could basically just block this river crossing. I don't see anywhere else nearby that they can easily get across this river. So if we fortify right here, we can retrain our troops, and we should be a pretty safe position. So I mean, this army is not ideal, but it's not bad. So depending on what the Saxons bring to bear against us, that fort should be able to hold up relatively well. And if we do get killed, it does buy us enough time to try and react from, like, this army back here at Pompeii. This is a pretty crappy army, to be honest, but we'll live. Need to try and hunt down these Abdonians. I don't really think that we probably need a much bigger navy to really handle a transport fleet, so part of me kind of just wants to get back over here and keep an eye on these waters. Oh, that's attrition. So let's just kind of come over here where we can keep a good line of sight. Okay, so we've got eyes on the got eyes on it. What's with the oh, it's the rating that's causing the negative. Immigrants and rating. Well, I think the immigration, we just have to crank the taxes up, and then of course the taxes is going to make people unhappy too. Taxes is like -9 just for the immigrants, -8 for the difficulty levels, -6 for the rating. Events, taxes, yes. I mean, it'll start to calm down here eventually. It's certainly going to be ugly for now, though. And we could improve the public order as long as we have the food to support it, which, if we want the food to support it, we're going to eat up more of our public order. It's kind of a really weird, like, kind of constant struggle on Attila for public order. Like, it's just kind of an odd deal. So we'll think about upgrading it, but let's go ahead and make sure that we got our armies training. Got 8 Armigeri here. Let's get a couple of spearmen. Let's get several Mattiari. We can't get cavalry in this stack. We need a cavalry. We need to be able to train cavalry somewhere in Iberia. And I don't know that we have any open building slots right now anywhere across Iberia. Yeah, we do not. So, no open building slots at the moment. I would like to take advantage of that to be able to train cavalry. We can't train much in Africa either, but we can always try and take troops to people. Let's see. So let's go ahead and get some more Armigeri going here. And then this army can come back. We'll put better cavalry in it. We'll probably get rid of the Scout Equites and get the Equites Prima Gallia. And we'll just kind of have this army ready to go help support as well. And we're training another one. So we'll have several more armies on the way. We need to spend this money that we have at our disposal. We're getting really good income out of Liguria. Sitting here trying to think what else we could do in this province for income. So food, we're in really good shape. We're going to lose some when this completes on the next turn. Whew, another 50 food to get that, but you get another 4 public order. 900 wealth. Yeah, it's not bad. What else can you do with these? Just the monuments? Yeah, those aren't worth it. What else would go well in this province? Like if I were to expand this, which I just did, could have put something out here, but I'm trying to think what else goes well here. The capital? No, because that just takes us down the statue one, so we don't want the capital. The forum, we could build a tabernae and get even more money, because we get plus 10 wealth, but we do get the public order penalties from the forum. And we've already got public order penalties flowing in from this other stuff, so I almost about wonder if we put this religious building, we get a little bit of wealth from culture. Eventually, yeah, I mean, we get 300 wealth from culture. It's not great. 600 down here. Let's see. 600, 600. So all these are 600 wealth from culture. But see, this one right here, like the one of Isis, does the wealth from animal husbandry, which would help a lot in this province because we have the 2 sheep flocks. Let's see. This one just gives extra paganism. And you can do champions from it. That's crazy. That's cool. Maximum amount of active priest is increased by 1 for going to the cult basilica. Hermes, 20% wealth from commercial buildings, which would probably not be the one we want in this province. 20% from cultural buildings, that's not bad either, because both of these are cultural buildings, I believe. So, and I got 500 wealth coming from there and 1650 from there. But if we look at the wheat fields, we've got way more than that coming from the wheat fields. So I think that we would be best to try and upgrade this all the way to the Basilica of Isis, because you get extra wealth from animal husbandry and extra wealth from agricultural, which boost both factors on the sheep pens. So I definitely think that would be the way to go. And we get all this extra public order, growth, Roman paganism influence, like all that stuff will just help make this province very stable. So I definitely think this is the right way to go here. So we've got that taken care of. Now Liguria, now Italia. We don't have enough growth here to put any new buildings. We did have some work going. Let's take a look at Magna Graecia because it's next in line for wealthiest province. We're at 4 growth. We need 5 to unlock this. So on the next one, we could unlock this and maybe do the same thing, like put the religious thing here to try and boost what we're getting off these sheep flocks. And that'll also cover some of the public order penalties that I get from putting fishing jetties to help make up the food difference. Because we're going to need all the extra food we can get. We're going to get some extra food here too. We're at 1. We're only positive 1 public order here though. See, these use food, gives 1 public order. We're going to get 4 public order here. We can get 4 more public order here for 30 more food. And that would be offset by the fishing jetty. So that would end up giving us +2. So I think that's a fair trade. And then a little bit of food consumption. You get an extra public order and growth. I definitely want to wait, though, and we'll just put the religious building in because it'll help definitely balance out the public order and everything else that we're dealing with. So Narbonensis is going to be growing more wealthy over time. So should become quite wealthy for us. So if Narbonensis, we've already got the sheep flocks. It would make sense to put the religious building here eventually as well. We can upgrade that to get the extra wealth from culture, but it also eats up a ton of food, I believe. Yes. It's going to eat up 50 more food. Now we have the food because of the grape press and then the sheep flocks over here. Probably doesn't hurt to... How are we doing sanitation-wise? We're good on sanitation. Probably doesn't hurt to go ahead and upgrade the town center there. Just see what else we have to do. This episode's gone a little bit long, but I wanted to take care of some of these. Harass enemy army, call to arms, enable. Okay, yeah, so call to arms allows us to train more troops when they're deployed, and that could come in handy. So I've got my 2 champions there. I think we can train another champion. I know we can get another priest, so we might as well get that. Or not a priest, this is a spy. Let's recruit the spy. We can reduce corruption in this province there at oh, Aquae Sextae. I think that someone wanted. I think that General Sextus wanted me to rename this. So let's take care of that real quick too. We'll call it Aquae Sextus. Name it after him. All right. Yeah, I think we're ready to end a turn. That's all I'm going to be able to record for this time. I will see you all back on the next episode. Heir of Carthage, signing out.